So I'm listening to this book, The War of Art, and Stephen Pressfield is talking about this moment where he's playing golf in Ireland with a friend, and he hits a shot in the wind, just kind of like takes it out, and he looks at his caddy and he's like, "Man, did you see the wind take that ball?" And his caddy looks at him and is like, "Well, you got to play the ball to the wind, don't you?" And he's basically like, "Hey, like, this is the circumstance, but like, you have to take that into consideration when you're playing." And Stephen says that every artist knows that the only level playing field is in heaven. And I just think that sometimes I think we have these expectations of reality that just aren't real. They're not like plausible. I think that we want things to be more fair than they really are. And this last year I've been coaching in soccer and just working with kids who I think they just really, like, the moment anything is unfair, they just like lose their minds. And I think that we're developing and raising a generation who isn't prepared to live their lives with this fact that, like, we actually live everything that we do is unfair. Like, technically sports is trying to build your team so that you have such a strong competitive advantage that you have an unfair edge over the other team that you're playing. Is it fair that, like, your players have practiced harder? Is it fair that, like, they've trained more than the other team? And we've misinterpreted the word fairness to mean that, like, I can never be disappointed. And I just think it's so true that, like, I've just been trying to work with these young kids and trying to be like, hey, like, this is a reality. Like, you know, even like the second like a ref doesn't make a call and they just lose their minds. It's like, do you think one person or maybe even two or three people in a soccer game can really see every single thing that's happening all at once? What are the chances that they're gonna miss a call? And I just think that, like, you know, the lesson is to be like, hey, like, this is the world that we're living in. Like, life is incredibly unfair. And we have to be prepared to live within that instead of being mad when we experience it.